Hi everyone, and welcome to my February TBR. As you can see, you can only see one full level. This one is level 4, this one is level 2, and you can only see part of it. So if I were to go like this, you'd see both of those, and then there's the other 2 levels. I'm going to try things a little different, because after having surgery on my foot, I can't stand for long periods of time. Sorry, I'm trying to get the angle right. I can't stand for long periods of time on the surgical foot yet. I can maybe stand for 5 minutes at a time, and that will slowly get better, obviously, as it continues to heal, but I'm not quite there yet. So I can walk okay, and I can generally walk for about 15 minutes before I start to hurt. And not like a good brisk walk, like a nice slow steady stroll. But I will be building that up. Okay, let me grab some books. Okay, let's talk about how I did with January. I read 12 books in January. That may go up to 3 if I finish reading a book called Winter Magic by Abby Elphinstone, I believe is who it's by. It's a collection of short stories. It's middle grade and it's all set in winter, some of them around Christmas. I hope to finish that today. I'm over halfway, so I think I can finish that today. So that is the goal. So I could go up to 13 books finished for the month of January. But those 13 does not include 2 books that I was supposed to read for January. So let's go over the prompts that I got for January, and then we'll go ahead and kind of get started with things. So January, I was supposed to read Wrath by John Gwynne, and that was for landing on a prompt on level 1 for Vet, which is a book that is greater than or equal to 500 pages. Completed that, gave it 5 stars. And then I landed on a Paw, which is a random generator. So for those, I random generate a number between 1 and 4 because I have 4 random generators on my phone. And then go with whatever one. So I got random picture generator, which was like a winter setting. For that, I selected A Royal Christmas Wish by Lizzie Shane. That was such a sweet, sweet romance. Very clean, very, very much a Hallmark movie in book format. I gave that 5 stars. And then I landed on Blue Ribbon, which is a beautiful cover. For that one, I selected an ebook because the cover of the book I really like, especially because there's a black cat on it. And that's Murder 101 by Lynn Cahoon. And that is book number 1.5 in the Kitchen Witch series. So it is part of it is a novella. It's a short story. It was only about around 80 pages, if that. But I gave it 4 stars. And then I landed on another Blue Ribbon, and I selected a simple cover, and that was for the book Blackout by Mira Grant. I did read that, and I gave that one 4 stars as well. Now, the reason why I don't have these books with me is I've already put them on my bookcase down in the basement in my office where I work. And I just don't want to grab them. I'm being a lazy bum. Anyway, okay, so then I had the 5th roll, because I do 5 rolls. The 5th roll I landed on Vet. So again, that's a book that is equal to or greater than 500 pages. Now I do have the book that I selected for that, and that is, you're going to get the ring glare. I'll try and angle it a little bit. There we go. Elantris by Brandon Sanderson. This is a different cover than I showed you last time. The other one was just extremely difficult to hold. It was just, no matter how many times I tried to bend it, I couldn't get it to work. So this is the American edition. And I just like the feel of this book a lot better. So, yeah. And it had gone on sale to like $10.75. Before tax, so I ended up paying ultimately less than $11 for it, and so I went with it. It's just easier to hold for me and things like that. So I am not gonna, even though I've started this book, I'm gonna count it as uncompleted because it's uncompleted. Plus, I'm only on page 59. I've read 58 pages, actually less than that. I don't think this starts right on page 1, does it? Let me see. So I've only read, let's see. Yeah, it doesn't even start on page 1. Like the first page of chapter 1 starts on page 27. The others is like, the rest of the pages is like you have the epilogue, you have a part 1 page, and then you have You have a map, and then there's some more maps, and another map, and then acknowledgments at the front. So it does not start on page 1. So I have read about 30 pages of this book. So I will be taking a punishment for this. Now my punishment, I was going to go back just 1 square, but I am going to roll the dice. I roll 1 dice. I'm going to roll the dice and then go back however many spaces it indicates. So it'll be like kind of undoing this one because I didn't do it. So, and if you remember, I did say when I complete level 4, which is this one right here, then I get to go kind of like on a book shopping spree, buy whatever I want with whatever cash I have laying around and go to a fancier restaurant, you know, like a sit-down restaurant where you order and they, you know, not like fast food, something fancier. So a step up from McDonald's. But yeah, so I'm not going to count this as completed because this is also the day I'm filming. This is January 31st, so I don't have any more time. So if I get a prompt that I can fit that book on, I will do so. Because I'm going to roll it over. Even in the first 28 pages that I've read, 20 or 30 pages that I've read, I've enjoyed those pages. So I do want to continue, so I will roll that over into February. Okay, so one of the circles, so some of these circles have like double prompt, which means I need to select 2 prompts and pick a book that fits both or a book per prompt. And then there's also like +1 book on some of these, and I landed on one of those last time that had a +1, and so I ended up with 6 rolls. And for that, the 6th roll, I landed on a paw, which again is a random generator, and I landed on the random generator for a letter. And for these ones, it is to be part of the author's name or initial if they have an initial, like N.K. Jemisin. If I had the letter K, that would work, or C.S. Lewis, you know, or the first letter of either their first, middle, or last name, whatever they have. So I got the random letter generator, and the random letter was the letter N, like November. So I needed a book with an author that had the letter N as the first part of one of their names or their initial. I selected Instructions for Dancing by Nicola Yoon. Haven't even opened this book. So I'm going to put this back on my shelf. If I get a prompt that has like flowers on the cover or dancing or something like that, then I very well may pick it up. I still am interested in reading this. So there will be no unhaul or anything like that. So this will just go back on my shelf and I'll just pick it up at a future date. Okay. Now, before I roll the dice to figure out what the first prompt is, I'm going to move these. So I'm sitting on a chair. As you can see, I'm just swiveling here. Here, you'll see back of the chair. There you go. So I'm sitting on a chair. I'm going to lower, I'm going to kind of center the one I'm working on so you can see it better, which is this one right here. And then I think I will just move things down so that I can sit until I'm able to stand. But it'll be just that one, and then when I'm finally moving over to, because I'm on level 2, when I'm finally, if I move back to level 1, then I'll replace it with level 1, and then I'll do a little switch, but you won't see me switching because that's the magic of editing. So let me get level 2 where you can see it. Okay, so I'm kind of leaning in. This is fine, because I do want you to see where I land on these. And then I'll just sit here as I tell you the books that I select for this prompt. But yeah, so I'm excited. Okay. So we need to move back. Okay, so let me pull up my random dice generator. Okay, and then because there's 2 books I didn't finish, I'm going to roll this dice, move my little pink tab back from whatever number it lands on, and then do it again. Okay. All right. Let's do this. 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm on the spot for Vet, which is a book that is greater than or equal to 500 pages, but because this is a punishment, I am just moving back, not doing the prompt. So hopefully the next dice roll will be a 1, otherwise I've got to go back to level 1. Not what I want to do. Okay. Come on. Number 6, I am moving back to level 1. Okay, gotta do a little finagling and bring level 1 back down. Okay, so I'm holding level 2. Level 1 is on my closet. Okay, so I got, what was it, 5? No, 6. It was 6. Okay, so 1, that completes that one. And, okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this TBR game, we're starting off here. Not too bad. We'll definitely be moving back to level 2, unless I get all 1s. Well, we'll still be moving to level 2. All right. Okay, got that moved back. Now let's go ahead and roll the dice to figure out what prompt number 1 will be. Okay, I got a number 6. We're just going right back to level 2. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's move this. Okay, this one is the first spot for level 2. So we got 4 and then 5 and 6. Okay. So the first prompt is the vet prompt, which is to read a book that is greater than or equal to 500 pages. And I have a book for that. Okay, so for a book that is greater than or equal to 500 pages, I'm going with Elantris by Brandon Sanderson. So again, this is the book I did not complete for January. Was going to roll over. It was either going to be an additional book, or in this case, I got it to fit the prompt. So this edition has 500 and... Oh, it's got a deleted scene. Yeah. Okay, not reading the deleted scene. There's a list of orders, or acronym, whatever. Okay, so epilogue ends on page 555. So I'll get this done in February. All right, let's figure out what prompt 2 is. Okay. Four. Am I enjoying dice roller? Okay. That's always going to pop up. I'm not going to write a review. Okay, 4. 4 it is. Okay. 4. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, crap. Okay. Yeah, because it was there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So this one is definitely a new one, because we didn't get it last month. So this is YouTube. So if I move this, if you can see it a little bit better, it's the YouTube symbol. So I've got a jar of TBR games. I'm going to draw one of those. I'm going to go to that channel. Some of these creators that I have in this jar have stopped making TBR games, or it's been several months and we haven't heard from them, or they just don't want to do the TBR game anymore. So I'll just go to their most recent TBR game. So now, one thing on this is it says plus 3 prompts. So instead of 5 books, I'm up to 8 books. Now, I have for this one, I don't have to go with the first 3 or the last 3 prompts. I just get to pick whatever prompts I want from their video and use those prompts. Okay, let's pick a YouTuber. This jar is full. Now, when I draw, let me also say this, once I draw their video, I will not put them back in, because there's a lot in here. And then once it's empty, then I'll go and find other games, other creators that created new games, or if they've stopped, obviously they won't go back in. But yeah, I'll refill it when it's empty. Okay, we'll go with this one. Let me put the jar on my lap. Okay. Can you see that? Wheel of TBR. This is the channel of Completely Melanie. So I don't know if she has, I need to look to see if she's got her February one up yet. I don't know. So I will check and pick the prompts, 3 prompts that she gets. So give me a moment and I'll be back. All right, I'm back. Okay, so I watched the YouTube video for Completely Melanie Wheel of TBR. She does not have her February 2021 TBR game out, so I went through the January one, which is fine. So I've selected 3 prompts for that. Okay, so the first prompt is what came up as Goodreads. So basically what you do is you go to your homepage of Goodreads and then you scroll down until it's like the first book that you own that you have not read on your homepage of Goodreads. So let me turn off the light. Okay. Okay, so I've got Goodreads up. Going to home. All right, so let's go through. Let's see. Don't have the lamb. Okay, so that's the lamb will slaughter. Don't have that. That's on there twice. This might be a minute. Let's see. Oh, here's one. Okay. Oh, I don't want to read this one right now. Okay, so this is the first one. As you can see, all these other ones are green, which means I haven't heard about them or I'm not interested in reading them. So they're not marked. But when I scroll down, you'll see one that's not green, which is this one. That book, To Sleep in a Sea of Stars by Christopher Paolini. I guess I gotta go grab that. I don't have to read that. So, because, okay, so I still have it up here. Oh, let me turn this off. Okay, so we still have it up. Now, when I go to do the drop-down box, you have the want to read, currently reading, read, and more shelves. So I'm going to click on more shelves. And as you can see, nothing has a dot, okay, which is Book of the Month TBR, Goodreads giveaway, read, or TBR, books I'm intrigued about, owned Kindle read and TBR, owned read and owned TBR, and books that I want. It's just marked as that want to read because I'm interested in it. It sounds good, but I don't own it, so I don't have to read that. So let's go back. Okay, so there it is. Now let's scroll and see what the next one is. This is going to be a little bit. Oh, here's one that's whited out. Jane Eyre, and just so you can see kind of what I was talking about the last one, I'm going to do the drop down, go to more shelves. As you can see, there's a tick circle next to that one, which means I own this book. So I'll grab this one. And this is Jane Eyre. And here it is. Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. The only thing I know is it's a classic. And this is the cloth-bound penguin edition, so these pages are pretty thin. They're thicker than War and Peace was. So let's see. This has, oh my heck. This is DF. Okay. I don't worry about the appendix. Also 38 chapters, 521 pages. So I'll find an audiobook. That'll definitely help. That does help me with classics. So I'll find an audiobook and finally listen to Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. All right, prompt number 2 that came up for Melanie from Completely Melanie, or the second prompt that I selected was comedy. So horror, or not horror, a humor and comedy book. So what I did is I went to Goodreads and I searched by genre, and the first book that I saw that I own that is classified as a humor or comedy book is the one that I have selected. And that one is Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. I know Neil Gaiman is popular. Don't know anything about this book, so I guess I'll find out if I get to it. And I guess it's supposed to be humorous, so we'll see if I'm able to understand the humor. Okay, the third prompt that I selected from the Wheel of TBR from Completely Melanie's channel is, the prompt was bookish book, so a book about books in some way. I'm going to go with a cozy mystery on this one. This one is not even 300 pages. It is like 273 pages, it looks like. So definitely doable, and cozy mysteries tend to go a little faster for me. So this is the first in a new series, so I will be starting a new series, but that is A Dark and Stormy Murder by Julia Buckley. You can see that. That's better than definitely with the ring light. So there, I guess. So Dark and Stormy Murder. So this one, it says looks like we're following Camilla Graham. It says the best-selling suspense novels inspired Lena London, so maybe two, or we're following Lena. So Lena wants to become a writer, and she lands a job as Camilla's new assistant. Not only would she help her idol craft an enchanting new mystery, she'll get to live rent-free in the gothic home in the quaint town of Blue Lake, Indiana. So she's going to be an assistant to a writer to write a new mystery book. So that works. Now, let me pull the dice back up. Now, so what I'm going to do is that just added 3 books because it does say plus 3 prompts. So now I'm going to roll for the official number 2 prompt instead of the bonus one. So let's get the ring light off. Okay. Come on. 2. Let's hope that's better luck. 1, 2. So, letterbox, ugly cover. Okay, so for ugly cover, let me turn off the ring light because this will glare, and I'll just kind of show you real quick. This is definitely not my aesthetic. I don't particularly like this cover, so I don't know if you can see it real well. I mean, you got the blue. There we go. Okay. So this is The Wild Hunted by Rebecca Flynn. I don't really care for this. Yeah, I just don't particularly care for this cover. There's just something about it I just go, yeah. If you like it, great, but not my style. I don't know anything about this. This is short, which I will definitely take that. So it's less than 200 pages. It's 176 pages. Nope. 100, and with the epilogue 179, so it doesn't even reach the 180 page mark. So I will definitely take a short read. It just says someone has started unleashing mythological creatures to wreak havoc and spirit away children amidst during unnatural weather patterns. So it sounds good, but I don't care for the cover. All right, let's figure out for prompt number 3. Oh, God, I hate these ads. There we go. So it stayed on 2. Okay. So 2, 1, 2. So now we're going the opposite. This is a blue ribbon, which is a beautiful cover. So for beautiful cover, I'm going with a book that I've already shown you in this video. It is not a double up, but this is one that I think will go fairly quickly because the print is a larger font in this, because I believe this book is YA, but I just really like the cover. And I do really want to read this book. So, Instructions for Dancing by Nicola, Yoon. Let's hope I get to it for February. But I love the floral. I love the animated or illustrated couple here. Beautiful. I love the illustrated stuff like this. And I just think the flowers, and I like the swooshes above and under the words. So, Instructions for Dancing by Nicola Yoon. I think, if I remember right, she is able to see how people's lives end or something like that. And so because of that, she doesn't want to get into a relationship, but I think it sounds good. So from what I've heard, which is not much, but I really do want to read this. Okay, so now for the official prompt for roll 6. Okay. Okay, so we're right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, you freaking kidding me. That's another YouTube. That's another 3 additional prompts. I think it's safe to say I'm going to be in for several punishments come March. So, because this is now, what, 11 books. I mean, definitely still doable. But there was some read-alongs I wanted to do, so unless I can get those books in here, they're not going to happen, which is fine. Okay, let's pick the next YouTuber. Okay, we'll go with this. There's 2 there. There we go. Got it down to 1. Okay. This one says, oh, that's bright. So let me put the thing down here. Okay. Can you read that better? There we go. Melena's TBR board. I think that's how you say it. And I will link these channels in the description box, as at the very least the videos that I've used for this. So let me look this one up and make sure the channel is still activated. Okay, I'm back. All right, I watched Melena Reads' most recent TBR. I am back. So I have finished watching Melena Reads. Melena from Melena Reads. I finished watching the most recent TBR one, which was for January of 2022. It's a board game. It's actually really well done. So the first prompt was a contemporary, or at least the first prompt. She did 5 rolls. The first one that I selected was contemporary, and for that I am going with Speak. This is by Laurie Halse Sanderson. Really don't know what this is about, but it's short. It just says, I am an outcast on the back. And it's a National Book Award finalist. Kids made me laugh so loud I knew they were laughing about me. I can't help myself. So, going with Speak. Okay. The next one that I selected is a classic written before the 1900s. Oh, I got this one covered. I am going with Songs of Innocence and of Experience. This is, I think it's poetry. Yeah. So poetry or lyrics. This is by William Blake. This one, when I look in the, what's like when it was originally published, it says Songs of Innocence was first published in 1789. And Songs of Experience in 1794. So this even predates, not obviously this edition, but the Songs of Innocence and Experience predates even the 1800s. So this definitely qualifies. Okay, and then the third prompt that I selected from Melena's January board game, TBR board game, was nonfiction. For that one, I'm going to go with Women in Art. It's 50 Fearless Creatives Who Inspired the World, written and illustrated by Rachel Ignotofsky. So this one, it just talks about 50 different women that made an impact. So, and it's just illustrated. And so I will enjoy reading this one. So yeah, so that'll be my pick for the nonfiction. Okay, so now for the official, what are we on? Okay, official prompt number 4. Okay. One. Okay. Okay, that is, oh, I went the wrong way. Either way, it's a paw print. That one right here. Okay, so let's turn this off. All right, I'm gonna pull up my random number generator. So there you go. So minimum 1, max of 4, 2. Okay, now let's pull up my random generators. Okay, so 1, 2. Random word generator. Okay, so right now it's on disclose. Include. Okay, the word is include. So let me see what I can do with that. Okay, so for this one I am going to go with a series of unfortunate events. This is the bad beginning. There you go. So The Bad Beginning by Lemony Snicket, the first one in the series of unfortunate events. It is short. It's like 155 pages. The reason why I'm going with this one is because the evil Count Olaf wants to be included to be able to take part in the Baudelaire children fortune. So he wants to be included in that fortune. Might be a stretch, but I'm going with that. Okay. Alright, let's pull up the dice again. This was hopefully for the official last roll. I don't want to add any more. Come on, roll. There we go. 6. Okay. Alright, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I saw that red and I was immediately like, oh, not another YouTube one. Okay, so this one is another paw print. So this will definitely be the last roll. So another random generator. So let me pull up the random number generator again, and let's turn off the light. Okay. All right. Okay, so number 4, and pull up. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. It's this last one. Oh, random picture. Yay, skay. Okay. That's a weird looking dancing carrot. Looks like it's peeing. Anyway, okay. That's an ad. Okay. I have no idea. You know what I'm gonna do? Let me turn this back off. Okay. I'm gonna take that as something has scared her in the bathroom. It's wanting to focus on her face. And so something has scared her and she's gonna maybe turn around and run away. Maybe because of how filthy and broken down the bathroom is. So I'm gonna take, ooh, sorry. So I'm gonna take this as a horror, maybe? So I'm gonna take that as a horror. So what do I have that I would like to read that's a horror book? So I will take this one as a horror. This one, I do not have a physical copy. I do have an ebook version on my Kindle, and I will be trying to read Carrie by Stephen King. Girl has some natural magical abilities, and then there's something with pig's blood. I have seen the original horror film, so I think it fits just fine. I'm gonna take it. I'm sure it's a long book. I don't know how long, but yeah, I'll use it on my ebook. So we'll go with that. Okay. So these are the physical books that I have. So there's 9 physical books to try and read. Some of these are definitely chunky books, and then 2 ebooks on top of this. So I've definitely got a hefty stack. Some of these are hopefully going to be fairly easy reads. Yeah, so that's going to be it finally for this video. Let me know what you're most excited to read in February, and until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book, and I'll talk to you later.